Hi, everybody. You got the Wingman here. Thank you for joining me today. Have you ever spent a lot of time researching something? I mean, like 2 years doing research, only to find out that you missed the one thing that mattered the most. Well, that's what happened to Mike and Shelly. They're retired, smart, cautious. They did their homework, just not all of it. They studied floor plans, they watched videos, they talked to dealers, but they never looked in the one place that could have saved them. Owners groups, real people, real experiences, the ones who have lived in the RV that they're about to buy. And because they missed that one step, what followed has been a year of busted trips, a long list of defects, tens of thousands of dollars in lost value, and the kind of stress that doesn't just eat up your time, it chips away at your peace. Now, I'm going to tell you right up front, Mike and Shelly are not camera people. They are not. They would rather be camping than sitting around sharing this story. But this experience brought things to an emotional head for them. And if speaking up can help just one person avoid the same heartbreak, they said it was worth it. So stick around, folks. Hear them out. And please like today's video. If it makes you think, if it slows you down, drop a comment down below, especially if you've been there. And subscribe to the channel for more real stories and smart RV guidance. If you're looking to buy an RV, scan the QR code you see right over here, or click the link in the description for free tools and resources that can help you make better decisions. Because RV dreams are real, but so are RV nightmares if you're not careful. I want to start out by saying thank you for contacting me. And Shelly, thank you for this detailed list. It's not a pretty list, but it is very, very detailed. Before we get started with your situation, what are you guys hoping for at the end of this conversation? I know that, I wish I could perform miracles, not very good at performing very many things, it seems like, but what are y'all hoping for at the end of today's video?
Well, I'd like to learn some things, and also hopefully somebody else might be helped by our story. The outcome that I would like is for Thor Motor Coach to buy back our unit. We have no confidence whatsoever. It's never worked.
Okay, well, that's obviously you guys bought it. Let's go ahead and I guess start out at the beginning. Y'all bought a what and when, and give me your background on your experience as RVers, if you've ever owned one before.
We also have a travel trailer that we have used extensively and enjoyed very, very much. This is our first motorhome.
Yes.
Right? Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Why did y'all buy a motorhome?
Well, the idea of having something that we could get up and move around in while we're rolling down the road really appealed to me.
Uh-huh.
Yes. So you can get up and stretch your legs real quick. You can move around. If I'm driving, she can get up and use the restroom if she had to, or just a little more convenient. And there's give and takes, but towing, or just parking it, getting into small places, just having it all right there.
So you were not going to be full timers. This is a weekend kind of a travel thing, or
sometimes we go out for a couple of weeks. A lot of times for like 3 or 4 days.
And we do plan to start being gone for probably 3 to 4 months during the wintertime. We live in North Idaho, and we're retired, so there's no reason we have to winter here.
Okay. So you zeroed in on a motorhome. How did you let us know what you picked and how you did your research, zeroed in on that one?
Gosh, we thought about it and started researching and looking at different units about 2 years before we actually bought one. We just looked at reviews on different motorhomes, and we went out and looked at many different motorhomes.
We were going to the RV shows and stuff like that, and just looking around at them and what's out there and stuff.
But what made you settle on the Thor, the coach that you guys bought, and it's a 24 double T, right? 24 TT Tiburon.
Yes.
Which is it's a B, you could maybe call it a B plus van.
Yes.
Okay.
Which is
So
exactly what we were after.
what was it about that particular van that you said, this is the one we want, man? This is perfect for us.
For me, the biggest thing was the floor plan. Love the floor plan.
And they're all pretty convenient to drive.
What's that?
They're all pretty convenient to drive. I mean, it's just like driving a pickup or something.
Yeah, yeah.
But
How much research did you do on the brand? Did you look into it as deeply as you have now? And what happened?
I don't know what happened. I mean, there was nothing to indicate that we should stay away from Thor Motor Coach.
Have you found anything since? I mean, in the last, you guys have owned it for a year now. Have you found anything now online that you're like, oh, I wish we would have seen that? Or
I haven't really done that much digging to try to find other people's experiences with the manufacturer. I've been doing a lot of research into the RV manufacturing industry as a whole, just to kind of try to, gain some more information there. But I haven't really looked for, different people's experiences with Thor Motor Coach specifically.
is that something, even now you haven't done that?
No, honestly, everything else that's been happening with it has taken up so much of my time and energy. I don't have a lot of energy to spend.
The reason I asked you in the beginning what you guys were hoping to take away from here, and I'm glad, Shelly, that you said you're hoping somebody else can learn from what we have done, is that I think that, I'm not saying this is you, but some people are perfect for RVs and motorhome ownership. Some people are terrible. They should have never done it. Most people find out it's not exactly what their dream was. I mean, things happen at some, but most of the time people can say, well, I can live with that. I can live with that. I can live with that. But you guys have had to live with a lot of stuff. Can you tell us what happened and when did it happen when you guys made your purchase, or shortly after you made your purchase?
Well, it started right from the beginning. So we purchased their unit, and we left it at the dealership because they had to go through everything. What our salesman told us was that they would go through everything with a fine-tooth comb, fix any problems at all, and make sure that it was, tip-top. There was not a single thing wrong with it when we went to pick it up and take delivery of it. Well, we went to take delivery of it a month later, and it was as if it had never even been looked at. There wasn't one thing that had been fixed on it. Hang
on, and you've owned it for a month at this point, so making a payment on it or whatever, and you can't use it, and you're waiting for, come on.
Yeah. Yes, we had to make a payment on it before we even took delivery of it.
Okay. And by the way, folks, you people who are watching, you're probably going, they bought it from Camping World. No, they didn't buy it from Camping World.
Nope.
You bought it, and the dealer, how's your relationship with that dealer?
It's a good relationship, and I don't know. We weren't very happy with it before we went in to let them know that we were having some. So we didn't really bring this up to the dealership management until maybe 4 months ago. We had just, been bringing it into the service shop. We'd take it out on a trip. Something else would break or stop working. We'd bring it home, take it into the shop. And that went on for, 6-7 months. And finally, we thought we were okay. We're just shaking out all the problems. We're going to get this all taken care of, and it'll be great.
Right.
But it came to a certain point where it's like, you know what, we have not had one single day with this motorhome where everything has worked properly,
Right.
Well, and I've got your list. You've got some things that I say, you're going to have to live with. The wallpaper, for example, I don't know how bad it was, but some wallpaper coming off. But other things, the plumbing, the slide out, the leak at your slide out, the poor construction from the manufacturing plant. Those are things that I don't think that you should have to deal with. I mean, how much, whatever you paid for it was too dang much to have an RV that had problems every single time you take it out.
That's right. That's exactly right. And the last trip that we took it on, we were dry camping. That was the trip where the entire electrical system in the house part of the unit stopped working. We had no electricity. The water pump stopped working. We had no water. We might as well have been tent camping.
Right.
Okay, just so you know, full disclosure, before, some people think that all I want to do is bash the dealers or bash the manufacturer. I don't want to bash anybody. I want to try and find reasonable solutions to people's situations, that I do care. And so what I did yesterday, you may or may not know this, I know it's a surprise to you, but I called out to Click It RV and introduced myself. And what my hope was, it didn't transpire. I wanted to get a hold of the owner, a guy named David Kissy. And you know who David is?
Yep.
And do you know who Roger is?
Oh, yes.
Okay. And so Roger answered the phone. Very nice guy. I told him who I was. He didn't know who I was, which is great. And I asked him about you guys, and he did not say anything. He didn't go, "Oh my God," at all. I just said, "Look," I said, "they've reached out to me and they would like to get my perspective. And before I, render my opinion, I'd like to get some feedback, because sometimes people they're asking for too much, but they don't know they're asking for too much. Sometimes the dealer wants to get in. Sometimes the dealer wants to avoid me." He says, "I'm going to get your message over to David." And I said, "Please ask him to call me because I'm going to interview these people tomorrow. And I want to be very fair." And he seemed to be nice and receptive, but I didn't hear back. And that's not a good sign to run away when you've got somebody that spent more than $100,000 on a motorhome. The warranty's getting ready to expire on it, I think. Yes. And you don't even call to communicate and represent your side of the deal. That to me is not good customer service. Just saying.
Yeah.
So what do you want them to do? You said you wanted to buy it back. I don't see that happening. I want to see it happening, but there are lots and lots of people that are out there that feel like they got the booby prize. And I hate to say that maybe y'all got one, but.
Yeah. Well, I originally thought that it was the dealer's responsibility to take this thing back from us, and I've since come to think that it's the manufacturer. I don't know. I would love your perspective on that.
I would like to see that Thor just has ownership in this and goes, "Oh, okay. This one, they either made it on a Monday or made it on a Friday. There's something, when there's screws to the cables, there's, the slides doesn't work all the way properly, and I just, to me, it's just like, hey, take ownership in this." And I don't know what.
Okay, I'm going to say what is the elephant in the room, and you don't want to hear this, but I think you know it. You want people to do what's called the right thing. Just do the right thing.
Yes.
But corporate America, and the bigger the corporation gets, it seems like the further they get away from the consumer, the right thing is make as much money as possible and screw the little guy. Now, they will deny that. They will say that's a lie. Then step up to the plate and do something about these bad RVs.
Yes.
The manufacturer, and by the way, you didn't send me, and I don't even care to see it, but your purchase agreement, I will bet you somewhere in the purchase agreement, there is some kind of a statement that says that the dealer is no longer responsible, that your problems are between you and the manufacturer. And what happens, I see it all the time, the manufacturer sends out a product that's not 100%. It's supposed to be. Their employees know it's supposed to be, but it ain't 100%.
Right.
And then the dealer gets it, and you, the consumer, just assumes that somebody's going to take ownership, be responsible for it, make it good. Here's my money. See you later. I'm going to go camping. it doesn't work like that. When you have people that don't care, and I'm not saying the people at Click It don't care, but they certainly didn't care enough to call me back, and they haven't cared enough to make you guys happy, because it doesn't sound like now it sounds like you may be unreasonable, but you've held your breath and bit your tongue for a year.
Yes.
Yeah, they've had it longer in the shop than we've had it camping in and using it. And
what do they say, Mike? What do they tell you, and how hard is that for y'all to deal with when you hear it from them?
We take it down there, and we do an order thing, and they okay, and it's in line with who else, because there's a lot of them getting worked on.
Right.
So you're going, okay, give me a call when it gets close, or just give me a courtesy call. And a month goes by, and it's like, and it's like, okay, I wonder if they'll call me. So I call them up. Oh, the part needed to be painted or something. I said, dude, you could have gave me a courtesy call. Just a courtesy call. Let us know what's going on with it and stuff like that. And then other times they'll ask us, when are you going to use it? And if we go, we're going to use it in 2 weeks, then they seem like they get on it, but I don't know. And when they don't call you back, and I already confronted them about that. I said, you guys got to give customers courtesy calls.
Let me guess. We're sorry. We'll do better next time. See you later.
Yes. Yeah.
And then after a while, I said, well, it ain't Click It's fault that this thing's falling apart. It's Thor's fault. So then I changed my attitude on that. I went, you need to talk to Thor.
It wasn't even built properly. I mean, the slide was missing one of the brackets. They had to take our slide completely off with a forklift.
Yeah.
And Shelly, here's what I would encourage you to do. And I wish you would have done it prior to this conversation. But when we get off the phone, get on the internet and ask the internet about ownership problems with the Thor Tiburon 24TT. What are the issues that people are reporting? Go look on Facebook, go to owners groups. Those people will be very transparent because they're like you, they've spent money, and it's not just the Tiburon, but it's not just Thor. There are problems that are endemic across this industry. And when people go into it, think about how much trouble. You said you got a travel trailer. How much work has that travel trailer been like compared to this motorhome?
Go ahead.
We have never had one single thing go wrong with that travel trailer. It's perfect. We've owned it since 2018. We bought it new in 2018. We've used it extensively, and there has not been one single thing go wrong with that.
So your assumption was that because that's an RV, we're going to have the same carefree, pretty much, not completely, experience buying this motorhome.
Yes.
And it's been anything but.
Yes.
And to me, it's just a box on a flatbed truck. It's a camper on a flatbed Mercedes truck. The truck's great. Nothing wrong with that the truck.
The chassis, yeah.
Chassis, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
It's the camper. So that Forest River that we have now, that trailer, we've never had a problem with that. We've lucked out with that thing.
So what's Thor offered to do, if anything, in terms of an extension on your warranty for time that you've not been able to use the motorhome?
What they're offering us is a 6-month extension on the warranty. They call it a limited repair only warranty for 6 months. Okay.
And is that acceptable to you, or?
No, it's not. First of all, our starting point has to be with an RV that works properly.
Have you talked to a lawyer at all? I mean, and what have you learned?
I've tried twice. Oh gosh, more frustration.
One of the things that I hear is that time out of service, the documented time, days out of service, is super important for a lawyer to take on. Whoever you hire as a lawyer, if you hire a lawyer, I would encourage you to really be careful. Don't do it. Don't do it if they haven't litigated some kind of case with other people that have owned an RV, at least got some kind of satisfaction, because they get paid for their time and you're going to be writing a check. They'll write a nasty letter, give me $500, I'll write another one.
Yeah, and I've contacted another attorney as well, and I heard back from their legal assistant that they wanted to take our case, and I said, well, before I sign anything, I really need to have a conversation with one of the attorneys. And just a 15-minute,
Yeah.
They set me up with a time that I was supposed to be able to have a phone conversation with one of their attorneys, and they didn't call me, and I tried to call them, and I wasn't able to connect. That happened twice, and then they just dropped. They just haven't heard back from them either.
Well, I would be very cautious about writing a check to anyone. And the finger pointing, it like I said, the guy that I spoke to at Click It yesterday seemed nice enough, and I believe that he probably mentioned to the owner. And I said, look, if the owner goes on YouTube, he's going to think that all I want to do is rip his face off. I do not want to do that. I just want people to get what they paid for. And if you can't do it, just have the guts enough to tell them. Just say, look, this is the way it is. You may not like it, but be honest. And honesty and transparency is something that is so lacking in the RV industry.
Yeah, boy. You know what I found out? I wanted to know who regulates the RV manufacturing industry. What I found out was that they regulate themselves.
Pretty much. An RV it's not a home. It's not a car. It's this gray area, and that's where these manufacturers have been able to live in this gray zone. They don't want a national lemon law because that would hold them to some kind of standards and requirement. If you listen to the industry, we have, construction, minimum standards, and our little seal says that this thing checked all the boxes. Yeah, that's why we got all these problems. That's why my email inbox is always full, because your RVs are so good and so well put together.
Right. And they're the ones that regulate their standards. There's no government entity that watchdogs over these people. It's crazy.
No. Well, the only way I think that we as consumers can fight the industry, and I don't think everybody's bad. I truly don't. I know some very good people in this industry, but it doesn't take many to give it an entire black eye. I think that the only way that the industry can be taken on is with government money. And I'm one for less government, but this is something that individuals can't do. The Attorney General's office, the Department of Justice, somebody that's got a team of lawyers that goes, wait a minute, how many thousands of people are out there that have been taken advantage of? How many of them? I mean, you guys are very fortunate, if you will, that it looks like you got a home to live in. It looks like you're not destitute. Many people are. They're completely destitute because of lies, manipulation, and they'll say, well, they should have known better.
Yeah, right.
I used to work in the news department at a TV station, and I would see these young girls, primarily young women, would come in, and in a matter of time, they would change their the way they viewed life would change, because they dealt with so many car crashes and deaths and all these things, all these negative things in the news. It just became like second nature to them. Mm-hmm. And I wonder if that's the way many of these RV dealers and manufacturers are. They've heard it so much, it doesn't even mean anything anymore.
Well,
I don't know if that makes any sense, but
it does, but it's a sad thought.
Yeah. Well, I would encourage writing your Attorney General.
I've already done that. I've filed a complaint with our Attorney General.
Have you heard back from them? Because they're supposed to get back with you with something.
This is just 2 days ago that I did this, day before yesterday.
Okay. Typically, because I deal with quite a few people that they write to their AG, what the AG will do is the AG will contact the dealer. The dealer says, where's that letter? We've already talked with the person and everything's under control.
Yeah.
And then the AG says, well, case is closed. And so I'm just saying that that's generally the feedback that people get, because nobody wants to protect the little guy.
Well, I've also got a call in. I'm trying to get a face-to-face with our congressman. Um, I mean, I'm on the warpath with this thing. It's just absolutely ridiculous that people can be taken advantage of this way. It's got to change.
And you live in Washington?
We live in Idaho. We bought the
That's right, Idaho, but you bought it in Washington, Spokane.
Yes.
So right over the border, right over. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, the AG you're going to need to contact is in the state where you purchased it in Washington.
Oh, okay. Well, I'll contact them too.
That's the state where you need to contact them and pull out the warranty. I'm surprised that Thor didn't say you have to sign an NDA to not talk about this. If we're going to settle with you, you have to promise to don't go on social media, don't tell anybody about it. And we'll be so gracious, we'll give you a 6-month extension on a warranty that we should have lived up to in the first place.
Right. Well, the only way I would agree to that is if they buy the thing back from us.
For the price we paid for.
Yeah, well, I just very rarely see that happen. It has happened. It doesn't happen very often, but I know that the squeaky wheel gets the grease. And Shelly, you write a great letter. You're tenacious. I love that, and you're the kind of person that I think that a dealer goes, "Oh my God, it's her again." I mean, but if you're not, they're not going to do the right thing for you. They're going to do the right thing to get rid of you.
That's right. That's right. And I am in this not only for myself. I don't want this to happen to other people because I know not everybody's willing to go on the warpath. I know that. And something needs to change.
Well, and the only way it's going to change is for more people like you, as I say, to shine a light of truth on real situations and hopefully people that are dreamers. We're all dreamers at one time or another with RVs, but some of these dreamers will tap on the brakes, slow down a little bit. I want you guys to look up reviews. Look up reviews for the Tiburon 24 Double T. Go to Thor on Facebook. Are you all on Facebook?
Yes.
Go and look for owners groups and join them and be vocal. Try to take the high road, tell the truth, but hold these people accountable. I will assure you that whoever the owners group is, manufacturers have employees that are in those groups too. Oh, I promise you they do. And so, articulate yourself. I would try not to make enemies, but don't believe Click. It's like, hey, it's always over there. No, I believe that Click It is an agent for Thor. And I don't care who fixes it. Somebody fix it and give these people an RV that works, and then they'll maintain it from then on.
Yes. Yes.
Right.
What other industry do you know of where a manufacturer can make a product that is faulty, it doesn't work, put it out there for sale, sell it to somebody, and then that consumer has no choice when they find out that it's faulty, it doesn't work. They have no choice but to just keep it and eat the loss.
I don't know of one, but I will tell you, I think that now they're called manufactured homes. We used to call them mobile homes, but I think that industry used to be kind of the wild, wild west where, you get away with anything, but I don't think that they can do that now. But I think the RV industry has got a long ways to go. And since everybody seems to be chasing the almighty dollar, I'm not very optimistic about them making many changes, at least not for us, unless they're forced to.
Yeah, right. Well,
I wish I could give you some good news. I know you're not alone. That doesn't make anything better, but hopefully one person can watch this video and say, my God, these seem like decent people. They're not asking for too much. Now they may seem like they're asking for all you wanted is to go, tell me what that's done between you guys. I mean, has it created stress in your marriage?
Yes, it has created stress in our marriage and every other part of life. I mean, we just wanted to go camping.
Yeah, we'd be gone half the time if it was working.
If you sold this right now for whatever you could get out of it, how much do you think you'd lose? I mean, I'm not saying you're going to, but if you said, you know what, we're out of here, how much would you lose besides the last year of your life and a whole year of busted camping trips?
You mean monetarily?
Yeah.
I'd have to figure that out, but probably $40,000.
Yeah. Could be even more than 40,000. But think about that.
Yes. Yep.
40,000 bucks, a year of busted camping trips, and the personal stress between you guys. It shouldn't happen.
No, it shouldn't. No, we were on our way for our first snowbirding trip last winter. We were going to go to Florida. We had to turn around and come home because there was water coming in our RV when it rained.
And Thor admitted they screwed up. The manufacturer admitted they screwed up by not putting it together correctly, right?
I've not had anybody from Thor admit anything.
No.
Well, I thought, hang on. You said one of the things said that the slide was improperly seated due to the manufacturer neglected to put the middle bracket on the slide.
That's from the service. That's from the Click It service shop.
Yeah.
Service order.
Okay, but if the slide was improperly seated due to the manufacturer, that's due to Thor.
Yes, that's correct. Yeah,
If they're not going to admit that.
They had to get blueprints from Thor for this thing to fix that slide.
And they pulled it out, you said?
Yeah, they pulled it out all the way out.
And how's it work now?
Seems to be working.
It seals up a lot closer than what it used to. It used to be about that far, and now it's about that far. And it's on the bottom where the water will slosh up. It did leak from the top too at one time, but they fixed that. And then, so it slides down a lot more. And then there's some good rubber seals in there. They stuck in there that wasn't there before.
What did the dealers say? I mean, is that acceptable to, I mean, obviously hindsight's 2020, and next time, hopefully you would get a third party independent inspector that says, fix this before you take possession. But what did they say? Well, that's acceptable.
We never heard from the dealer. We took it in to get it fixed. We didn't even know the extent of what they had to go through to fix this thing until I read the service order when we picked it up.
Well, who fixed it? Who worked on it?
Click It RV service shop.
Yeah.
Okay, but I thought that you said the dealer. Maybe I misunderstood.
So on the service order from Click It, they explained that they had to get blueprints from Thor in order to determine what exactly was wrong with this and how to fix it.
Okay, so they did the repair work. Click It RV did.
Repair work.
Yes.
Says Kevin and David have been in contact with Thor. Thor has sent us blueprints of this specific slide. In the blueprint, it shows a bracket. This bracket is meant to suck the middle of the wall in. Well, in this unit, it turns out there is no bracket. Manufacturer has forgot to install this one. That's what the service order says.
So did they install it? Now is it installed?
Yes.
Yeah.
But we didn't know that until I got a copy of the service order from them and read what they had done. We didn't know. They didn't tell us.
So are you? So, okay, we're going to wrap this thing up here pretty quick. But what I'm hearing is Thor wants this to go away, and as long as you're willing to accept it, hey, it's fixed, and you're supposed to believe them, they'll give you a 6-month extension, and they're going to cross their fingers that nothing happens in that 6-month period.
Right.
And it's only for the slide.
No, it covers everything the original warranty covers.
Okay. Including the hot water heater that hadn't worked and the electrical problems that you've had.
Yes. So they say.
I think that if my parting bit of advice is that fix it. I know the dealer has it now. Fix all of these things. When they're all fixed, call me. I'll have an inspector come, and you may have to pay for that. But when the inspector says everything is working and looks good, I will then take possession. I will then start the 6-month clock on my extended warranty and see if they would do that. Because if everything's working, that's they don't have to do any more than that. But to put a Band-Aid on a gunshot wound and say you ought to be good, that ain't right. Well, I wish I could tell you that Mike and Shelly's story had a happy ending, but so far it doesn't. They're still waiting, still hoping, still fighting for something they already paid for, a working RV and a few simple years of adventure. And maybe the hardest truth in all of this is that they did not rush into it completely blind. They did what most people would call smart shopping, but they never even thought to talk to the owners. Never searched for honest reviews from people who own these RVs and actually use them. That one missing step might have saved them a year of stress, 40 grand in value, and more than a few sleepless nights. So if you're dreaming about RV life, don't stop dreaming. Just slow down, do your homework, and go straight to the people who already own what you're thinking about buying. They'll tell you things a brochure never will. And to Mike and Shelly, I know this wasn't easy, but your honesty matters. It does, and your story will help others. So thank you. If this video connected with you, please give it a thumbs up. Drop a comment. Let Mike and Shelly know that they are not alone. And subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. And one more thing, you'll find a free RV buying and selling toolkit, if you will, and resources by scanning the QR code on the screen or clicking the link in the description down below. Thank you for watching today. Be safe, have fun, play nice, and don't leave your good manners or your common sense at home.